right, welcome back to #adulting, everybody. I'm Zack Peter.
And I'm Abigail Fraher.
And this is the last episode of our 5th season. Are you excited? Do you have champagne at 9 in the morning?
Heck yeah. It's not coffee in here. No, I'm just kidding. We'll have to do a toast tonight.
We will definitely do a toast tonight. Are you ready for our big season 5 finale?
I am. I'm excited. Season 5 went fast.
It went by so well because half of it we were stuck in fucking quarantine.
Right. I don't know what day it is or what time it is.
Well, we've tackled so many different topics this season that I figured it was nice. It was a nice way to round it out with a fun, lighthearted episode tackling some of our big problems because at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of big kids with some major problems. But, hopefully today's guest can help us solve them. She's the creator of the wildly hilarious Instagram account and podcast called Big Kid Problems. Please welcome Sarah Merrill.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, my God. Thank you for having me.
I love this fresh blowout that you have going on right now.
Yes.
This is called, okay, nobody listening will know this, but literally you guys called. I had my hair up in a ponytail and then you told me this was going to be a video. So I literally colored in my eyebrows and took my hair down super fast.
Guys, she did it so fast. This was a big kid hack.
Telling you. Full of them. That's what I'm here for.
Right? Exactly. I love it. Really living up to that. So before we get started too in depth, what we do is we do a little segment called Espresso Yourself, and I'll start a sentence and you'll finish it, just to give our viewers a little more insight on you, give us a little insight on you, and just a nice little icebreaker. So there's 4 of them. The first one is, I can't start my morning without.
I can't start my morning without coffee.
Love it. So many of us, we are addicted to caffeine. I have a few friends who stopped drinking caffeine during quarantine because they're not going to work and stuff. And I was like, I've been drinking way more because I just drink it now throughout the day, fully.
Yeah. I actually can't function without it. It's a problem.
Do you get the caffeine headaches if you don't have it?
So I actually
I wouldn't know.
I switched to a different type of coffee, and it's actually it's like a crack cocaine mix up.
Perfect.
It's kind of it's like a powder form. It's called strong coffee. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's it's powdered and then you mix it with hot water and it tastes like coffee, but it is it's like crack.
Oh,
it's extra caffeinated.
I need to try that.
Oh my God, it's so good. But it has extra caffeine in it, but then it also has this vitamin in it called L-theanine that helps you not get the jitters.
Oh,
it's great.
So it's an upper antidote. It's hey, we're going to get you cracked out, but you're not going to think you are.
It's the best.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So the next one is, when I go to the gym,
when I go to the gym, I scroll through Instagram for an hour and a half. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm that girl taking up the full mat and just on my phone and people are
scrolling.
Move, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry. I've been doing this for 2 hours.
Next is, I feel sexiest when.
Ooh. I feel sexiest when I've had 2 tequila sodas.
Oh.
That's it. Yes, 2 and you're it. I like that you drink tequila soda. That's my drink too.
So good. It's been my drink for the past couple years. I think I have to switch out of it. Things are getting
2 gets you in the clear. 2, you're ready to go. It's everyone knows Sarah's fun and sexy now.
2 is the perfect number.
Right?
2 is the perfect.
Flip your hair back. That beautiful hair that you can just have cascading down in 2 minutes. I'm jealous. And then lastly, I feel most like a boss when.
I feel most like a boss when I open my inbox, my email inbox, and I have somebody pitching me, because I'm used to doing the pitching, and I'm yes, made it. Even though it's a weird ass dildo company that's
oh my God,
not even offering me a free dildo, not even money, but I'm
not even money, but you're
Now, I feel like quarantine has changed me because, like, before I would get offers to to do promos for like ED pills, for erectile dysfunction pills, or like ball washes, and I was like, no, I have dignity. And now we're in quarantine. I'm like, my dignity is on full sale right now. Who wants to have me pimp out
You're
some
like,
ball
"Send me the
wash?
ball wash." I'll do a ball wash one.
I will wash my
Wait.
balls on Instagram Live. Let's do this.
Wait, is a ball wash a real thing?
Yes, it's a real thing.
No,
No way. That's amazing.
It's a real
It's like,
thing, and
like,
I'm
what is
soon
it
going to be
called?
endorsing it on my Instagram.
Is it like Saint Eve or something for like all the like vag like
I
soap
guess.
and
I
then
mean-
like they have like a whole product line. So now apparently like they're doing it for balls.
I mean, I didn't do much research 'cause
Weird.
for me it was
Can't
like
you
an
just use
instant
soap?
no, but like I was like, now I'm like, let's do it. Let's do some ball wash. Anybody need their balls washed? I'm here to help.
That makes me happy because I feel like girls have so many products. Like they try to market us for everything, and dudes usually use like, I don't know, like hand soap for like their
Right.
shampoo, conditioner,
Right.
everything. So I love,
Dudes have smelly balls.
I think there's an industry here. I think you should totally
Totally.
like cash
Totally.
out on this.
Oh my God. So we want to talk a lot about, we finished Espresso Yourself, Abigail, right? We did the last, okay.
we expressed ourselves. Yes.
I was like, wait, did we forget one? No, I've expressed all myself right now. So we want to talk a little bit about, because you've obviously built a really successful brand online on Instagram that's now translated over into a podcast, and you have your blog. But I also want to talk about the failures that come with building a successful business or brand, because I feel like right now, a lot of us came into 2020 as like, new year, new me, this is going to be my year, bitch. And then we got into quarantine and now we're like, holy shit, I want to go back and like work at CVS and have like a job that's like stable, and I'm going to apply for a job with the city and like have health insurance. And like, we're scared of living out our dreams now because we're told that the market is going to crash, and that, you know, that once we get out of quarantine, that it's just going to be like this doomsday, horrible, you know, country that we're waking up to. So I want to talk about each of our different kind of failures and the successes that we've had with our different brands and businesses to hopefully motivate people to continue to pursue what it is that they're truly passionate about, so that we don't fall into this slump of, you know, depression, because we're now going to be living these meaningless lives that no longer fulfill us. So can you talk to us, before we dive too deep into the failures, can you talk to us a little bit about what inspired Big Kid Problems and why you decided to start this really funny fucking Instagram account?
So funny.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys like it. I started it back in college, and there was no such thing as like jobs on social media. Like it just didn't exist. Like I didn't start it to make a business or like make a dollar. Like I just did it because I was about to graduate college and I was really freaked out about joining the real world. I was like, how does like a 401k work? I don't fucking know. So, for the first few years that I was doing it, it was just like purely basically like to make myself feel better about life. Like just like making jokes on the internet. It was like my therapy. I couldn't afford therapy. So it was like my online therapy. And so that's kind of what inspired it. I love that you bring up failures though, because I was talking to a friend about this yesterday. Because I think there's such like a perception online. Like people tell me all the time, like, oh my God, your brand is killing it, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I get rejected every single day. Like literally, if I open my inbox right now, it's probably someone being like, not interested. You just have to roll with it. Like failure is a huge part of, if you're trying anything, especially in the beginning, oh my God, you're going to fail a lot. And it's just like knowing one, that you're not the only one failing, like everybody is failing around you. So not to be discouraged by that. It doesn't mean you're not doing well. It doesn't mean you're not great. It just means whatever that situation isn't working, and working around it and you have to keep going. Cause there's so, for every like 12 rejections I get like one, like, yeah.
Right. And just being comfortable with that. Like nobody, I mean, unless you're like, I don't know, Brad Pitt, but I'm sure he gets rejected still for stuff too. I don't know. But like, you know,
he got rejected by Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Oh,
But yeah, like you have to just keep taking chances. You're not going to hear a yes if you don't at least take the opportunity for sure.
Yeah. And it never like feels good. Like I've been doing this for years and every rejection hurts. Like literally every single one is like, ugh, I suck. But you can't like do that. You have to you have to keep rolling.
Tenacity. You know, it's interesting. I got this really sweet text message from my mother the other day because she's throughout quarantine. She like gets groceries and like is just bringing me stuff and like is like, can I send you money? Like I got a little extra money this month. Can I just send you money? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm always like, I'm fine. I don't need anything. And then she just sent me this text message the other night and she's just like, I want you to know that when I'm offering you money or I'm offering you or giving you groceries, it's not because I think that you need it and it's not because I think that like you're struggling, but it's because I want you to know that I chose a life that's really safe. And I don't want you to think that that's the only way you have to go because if someone would have told me that I could have followed my passion and been happy and built a career out of that, I wish they would have. She's like, so I want to remind you that like you can follow your dreams and your passion. And I'm fully supportive of that because I want to see you fulfilled and happy. And don't think that I'm helping you because I think that you need it. I'm helping you because I want to support you. And then I like bawled in quarantine. I was like, what? This is like the validation I've been waiting for my entire life.
Oh my God. Can I have your mom?
I know.
My mom, meanwhile, is like, if you ask nicely, I'm sure your old job could take you back. I'm like, Mom.
I want to take a quick break to shout out this week's sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Best Fiends. Okay, my Best Fiends game is getting strong because I've now conquered level 115 and I feel like a total boss. I've been raving about this mobile puzzle game for months now. It's easy and free to download. You don't even need to be on the internet. So if you haven't done so yet, I don't know why. I love a good challenge, and Best Fiends never fails to get me to use my noggin to help save my adorable little fiends. And they just updated the game with a fun summer theme, so my fiends be looking real cute right now. They even have these winning streak bonuses, and as I continue to collect those, there's no slug that can stand in my way. Engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. Trust me, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. What do you do when you have those moments where you're like, fuck, is this, like, I'm struggling this month. I didn't make what I made last month, or my numbers aren't as strong as they were last quarter, you know, and you are really considering going back to the traditional 9 to 5?
I mean, those moments definitely happen. I think it's important. I've had enough of them at this point that I know, like, when those thoughts come in, I'm like, okay, these are negative thoughts. I feel really shitty right at this moment, but this moment's going to pass and I'm going to get through it. I know at this point now, like, whenever those emotions come in, that it's just like, I'm going to ride out the wave. Like, I'm not going to just like throw my arms up and throw everything away because this is a shitty moment. I keep that in mind. Another thing that keeps me really going, to be honest, like when being fully honest right now, is like I started doing this maybe a year and a half ago. I just to backtrack for a hot second. I lived in New York for 8 years and then I followed my fiance. I was doing really well in New York and then I followed my fiance to Los Angeles and I basically had to start over. And I had no network in LA. I had no connections. I got rejected from literally everybody. People wouldn't even take meetings with me. So I had a lot at this section in time. I had a lot of these moments. I was like, what am I even doing? I'm so stupid. I can't believe I left my job. I'm a failure. Every single day. And so what I started to do is at the same time, I had kind of started the podcast around this time. And every time somebody would DM me or message me and be like, oh my God, this episode really spoke to me, or, oh my God, your post, like, you struck a chord. Like, I really felt this. Anytime somebody gave me any type of positive feedback, I screenshot that shit and I put it in my folder. Like, I have a phone folder that's like, everything's going to be okay. And I literally go through that.
That's smart though.
We need it. Sometimes,
I'm going to do that. I love that.
Yeah, you should. I mean, it reminds me every time. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
What I'm doing has value, what I'm doing has a purpose, and it just kind of like brings me back to that. So that's kind of a little life hack.
I like that. Yeah. That's so smart.
I
I'm
know.
here for, baby.
I'm gonna take that down. If you could go, let's pretend the person that you were back in college, let's pretend that person is living in the world right now. And we're coming out of quarantine, and all we're getting is this, doomsday porn news about how, it's all bad and everything, the economy's crashed and everything's tanked, and influencer world is going to be non-existent because the money that they were making isn't going to be there anymore. And you're having that kind of self-doubt, and you're like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this. How would you talk yourself out of that given the current circumstances?
So I'm telling, this is somebody coming out of college, aka me coming out of college.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing is like, you can use the situation to your advantage, like two parts of that. Cause I think you were saying like, encouraging them to stick with social media as a career,
or just whatever it is they
Whatever they
are
wanna be
passionate
doing.
about. Yeah.
So they don't go to just CVS to get that safe job that Zack was talking about earlier.
I think, okay, especially coming out of school, I think it's really important. Like, if you're passionate about something, keep doing that. But like, you can do it as a side hustle. It doesn't need to be your full focus. And especially if you're coming out of school, like, I think getting a job like in the corporate world in some area of what you're interested in. So like if you want to be a social media star, maybe working at a media company, maybe doing social media for a brand, like going in-house or learning from other people who are doing at least some similar stuff is really valuable. Like my past jobs have literally some you would be surprised. I would be surprised to find that actually having corporate jobs in the past really, really help what I'm doing now. Even though what I'm doing now is very, very different than what I went to college for, I think it's a really valuable experience to work in the world. So coming out of this situation where it is scary and there's a lot of job uncertainty, I think you can use it to your advantage in that people are going to feel bad for you. You have a really good story. You can show your resilience through being a 2020 grad and, maybe taking on other projects, maybe trying something new in quarantine. And you can work with companies or reach out to companies. And I think people are going to want to help you in a situation where, maybe that was different in the past.
These are the times that build you.
Yeah.
And these are the times that prove how badly you're willing to put in the work.
You want it.
Because it's not always going to be pretty.
And I think it's easy for people to say like, hey, this is what I want to do. And then the second you hit like your first obstacle, you're like, oh, maybe I don't. Then like that also showing you, okay, maybe this isn't what I thought it was, or maybe I do want to go in a different direction. So if you do quit, there's just a different, there's a different direction you can go. But I think that, failure is huge. I moved out to LA and moved right back. I moved to Utah. 3 months after I moved here because I hated it so much. I was like, brother, I'm moving in with you, and then came back. But I don't know. Failure is a part of life.
It really is. LA, man. I hated LA too. I did not like it. I was like, this is not my cup of tea.
Yep. Hated it. But everyone too is going through struggles right now, which I think is like a beneficial, not that it's great that everyone is, but everyone's in it together. Yes, some people are doing a little bit better than others, but I think we're all going through very similar circumstances and feelings and emotions. So I think that's another thing too that makes it a little bit easier. Like I can call Zack up and be like, oh my God, I need to leave my house. And like, he knows what I'm going through. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
No.
applicable across the board. Money and business management. Best life hack in money and business management.
Okay. What's been huge for me is saving, like making sure you're saving money. And a lot of people ask me how to start a savings account. Like here's what I did. You basically like you take your money out when like if you're at a job and let's say you have a a steady paycheck coming in. I literally have an account with like a investment brand company, Vanguard. I don't know if that's like foreign language to anybody listening, but or you can just use your actual bank that you're already with. The day that you have your paycheck come into your bank account, you set whatever it is that you want as your savings money from that paycheck and you put it away. Like it automatically takes it out of your account and puts it somewhere else. I don't even see it. If I don't see it, if I don't feel it, like
you don't miss it.
You don't miss it. Like I've always lived my life like not even thinking about the like $400 that's going into my savings. And like, let me tell you, I've had, I used to work in media. So I made the worst salary out of all my friends. I had girlfriends that were making $100,000 and I was making like 35 when we were in our early 20s. By the time I was 30, I had much more in savings than any of my friends. Like I was able to quit my job and start my business because I had like basically a year's salary put away. So
Wow.
I could say anything to anybody. Like you don't need as much shit as you do. Like put your money away. That savings is going to literally change your life. Like that will allow you to live such a better life if you have that money stored.
Right. I love that.
And health and wellness. What is your best health and wellness life hack?
Health and wellness life hack. I think you gotta like change your mindset around. Are you talking like physical, like working out, or like mental health?
Oh, we already know that one. Sit on the mat and stretch on Instagram.
Seriously. So for mental health?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to like, I'm somebody who, and I talk about this on my podcast all the time. I mean, I talk about it on Instagram too, just like having like anxiety. Like I'm somebody who has anxiety. Like it's just something I thought like, oh, this is just how I live my life. Like I'm an anxious person. I'm constantly worried about things. And like there's a lot of stuff you can do. You don't have to like live with what you're given. Like you can take a lot of tools out there. Like I listen to podcasts. I try all of the health and wellness things to see what works for me. A big thing for me is like meditation is like something I started 2 years ago. And it's like really, really helps. But I had to I had tried to meditate a lot. And I actually went to a like meditation teacher and took like a 2-week course on how to learn to do it properly. So sometimes it's like you can't just like jump on a trend and be like, oh, I tried meditating, hate it. You gotta like
invest in learning how to properly.
Yeah. Oh, and then try shit.
I meditate and I fall asleep. I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I used to just like literally close my eyes and like go through my to-do list, and I would come out of it and be like, wow, I'm 3 times more stressful than I was. Yeah, but just try things. I mean, there's so many, like, it's hard to just give one tip, but there's so many things out there. Like, if you actually start, like, looking for things, like, you'll find stuff that works for you.
And not what works for homegirl on Instagram over here isn't necessarily going to work for you. And what works for, paleo homeboy CrossFit over there isn't going to work for you either. You need to kind of test the different trends and see what, is going to apply for your lifestyle and your goals.
Yeah. But just find something. Don't just like sit around and be sad or like anxious. Like try shit.
Yeah. But the flat tummy tea doesn't work for anybody. I just have to put that out there.
It works for me.
Unless you're Zack.
I just starve for a week and then I drink a flat tummy tea and I'm good.
Oh my God. Do you get like diarrhea?
I've actually never.
I had a girlfriend who used to push flat tummy tea and she told me it was like diarrhea central. Yes, I'm everywhere on blah. I'm like, pick yourself out. I'm like, I can't talk. I am the Big Kid Problems or Big Kid Problems, and anywhere you have social media. Instagram is my favorite channel. I've been on Twitter forever. Big Kid Problems. I have a blog. I have a Corona Bride blog that's happening right now, where I'm doing a lot of like stuff for brides. And then of course the podcast is a ton of fun. The Big Kid Problems podcast. It's part funny, but part like actual like self-improvement. And I bring on experts to help solve our big kid problems. So it's a blast, and everyone should come listen.
I love it. Thank you guys for listening to #adulting. This has been a really fun season, Abigail. I can't believe we're at the end of it.
I can't believe it's over.
I can't believe it's over either. It went by so fast. But thank you guys for listening and supporting us all season long. And get ready, because we've got all new episodes that are coming back this July. And hopefully we're back in the studio by then, because this quarantine life is just this ring light lighting is just not working for me anymore.
Right? Amen.
Don't forget to subscribe and listen to #adulting on all podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all the places. And stay tuned for a special announcement that might be coming very, very soon. And don't forget to follow us at The Adulting Podcast. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack.
And you can follow me at Abigail _AF.
All right. And until next time, guys, we'll be
#adulting.